Hello friends, hope you're doing well today. I have this blue sketchbook that I have been trying to finish for years and I've never actually gotten to the end of it. And this year, one of my New Year's resolutions was to complete this blue sketchbook. But like many of you artists know, it is so hard sometimes to actually complete a sketchbook when you're just excited to move on to another one. So how do you fill a sketchbook quickly? And what are some exercises you can do to fill that sketchbook and to become a better artist? Well, look no further because I have 10 great drawing exercises that I love to do and that you can use to improve your skills and fill out that sketchbook quickly. To start off, a really great exercise is to just set a timer for 2 minutes and do some free flow drawing. Try not to let your pen stop moving for those 2 minutes, or maybe you make it 5 minutes, or however long that is a good time for you. Just draw whatever comes out, okay? And it can feel really intimidating at first, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. Just try to keep your pen moving as much as possible. This kind of opens up your creative pathway, gets you warmed up, gets you ready, and just like helps your brain get into the mode of drawing. And while you have the timer out, another great exercise is to draw something that's in front of you right now, but give yourself different time limits and draw it, with a 30-second time limit or 1 minute time limit, maybe 5 minutes, and see what you can do with extra time. My third drawing suggestion is to study movie or TV screenshots, or even like a comic or a manga panel, because it's really fun to see the creative movement of these other forms of visual storytelling, visual mediums. And so whether it's a show that you really like or a movie, just take some screenshots of them, and whether that's a full storyboard or maybe you just draw the composition for some of them. I always love doing this exercise because I personally love comics, and I want to be able to tell stories in a dynamic way. But I think any visual artist can benefit from studying film or comics just for, maybe finding some other compositions that might work for you. Number 4 is draw something that happened to you today. So maybe it's just something you saw today that you really liked and maybe you want to draw it, or maybe something that you did. This is a quick little comic of chatting with a friend of mine who is living in Helsinki right now. And that was just kind of a nice little chat, a nice memory, and filling your sketchbook with these is really fun when you go back and look through them in the future, and you can kind of see visually things that you did, and you have these memories that kind of stick to the sketchbook, which is really special. It's also an exercise that kind of helps you tell a story in your artwork, and even if you aren't a storytelling artist specifically, every art is saying something, so this is kind of a fun way to do that. Next up, we have color practice. Just grab whatever medium you use for color, and maybe that's what I'm doing. I've got some watercolors here, or you can use colored pencils or markers or anything that you use. Just try using your markers and colors and pencils and everything, and just try to explore different colors, color mixing, just do some color studies. If you are truly a non-color person completely, then maybe try out a different medium. It's always fun to try some different mediums just to kind of see what's how you might be able to use other mediums in a way that is helpful to you, or just to keep your mind fresh trying something new. For me though, I always have a hard time with color, and so any chance I have to just, throw on some random colors, mix some random colors and see what happens, that's always really helpful for me in learning what colors to use and how to find the right color that I need. Number 6 is draw the same subject multiple times, but with different mediums or different perspectives each time. So here again, I'm going to use my little tape, and I'm going to use markers and colored pencils and some just graphite pencils, and I'm going to draw this in 3 different perspectives as well. So I'm going to either move yourself or move the subject and try to draw it in from a different perspective. You'll kind of get to understand the subject matter better. And like I was just saying with color, like it's always nice to try other mediums, and this can again just help you understand the subject even better and try to find a new way to express it. And you might end up liking one specific medium or one perspective the most, and maybe you want to turn that into something, like a bigger, more established piece. But this is just a great exercise to keep you, again, just like keep your mind from getting too tunnel visioned. And I always think it's good, even if you do have a set style and a set medium, to explore other mediums and to try other things. In the same vein, number 7 is choose a subject to draw and draw it as many different ways as you can. And by this, I mean try to get outside of your natural style and just draw it in a whole bunch of different ways that you didn't think of. Use really sharp lines. Then you maybe use some wavy lines. See what you can do with choosing a subject, and make it a fairly easy subject, something that maybe you even draw a lot. Here I'm choosing tulips, and I'm just going to draw it as many different ways as I can think of without really thinking about it, and maybe mixing and matching some of those ideas. It's really, really helpful, again, to just get outside of your norm and just stretch yourself in a few different ways. And this can help you kind of hone in on what kind of styles you like. And sometimes we get so afraid to be stuck in a certain style that we don't try any other types of styles. And this can kind of maybe get you out of that rut. Number 8 is study the masters. If you have been in any sort of art class, you might know that it is important to study the great artists that have come before us. And artists have been doing this for centuries, right? We study the masters who've come before us, and there are so many. And so choose something you want to study. And for me, that's composition. So right now I'm studying some compositions, and I'm really just like forming, the basic outline of where the subjects are in the piece, where my eye is drawn. And that's really helpful for me because right now composition is something I'm working at. But maybe you're, really wanting to focus on colors right now, or lines. Find something that you want to work on and look at some references in, old artwork, and maybe that you go to the museum and try that, or just look online like I did. And it can be really helpful to help you explore what, these successful artists have done in the past. And maybe you can bring some of that to your own work. It is really, really, really helpful to study the artists that you admire. Number 9, super fun one. If you're looking for a way to fill your sketchbook and also give yourself a confidence boost, go back, find an old drawing, and here this is a drawing of an OC of mine from many, many years ago. You can see this drawing and many others from this old sketchbook in my very most recent video of a sketchbook tour. But I'm going to take this and I'm just going to redraw it in my current style, maybe change some things. And it's really fun to do this, to explore where you're at now and to kind of see your growth. I think that's really important. Don't ever forget to go back and look at your old art and just really enjoy, looking back at where you've come and how you've grown, because everyone is on a different pace. And so it's really bad to compare yourself to other artists, but it's perfectly okay and encouraged to compare yourself to your past self. See how much you've learned, see how much you've grown. It is so much fun, and I know you'll be proud of yourself. Number 10, of course, study something that is challenging to you. This is, of course, my least favorite thing to do, but the most important. So choose something that is hard for you to draw? Is it cars? Is it animals? Is it plants? For me, hands, of course, always a challenge. So pick something and draw it like a dozen times. Find a bunch of references and just draw it out as fast as you can, because it's not about getting it just perfect. It's just drawing it as frequently as you can, studying those things as much as you can. And before you know it, you will get better. It will become easier. So yeah, make sure you are studying the things that are hard for you, even if it's not something you're going to draw a lot, because again, you are stretching that drawing muscle. You are working it and making it stronger. And so then you'll be able to draw just about anything. So I hope all of these drawing exercises are ones you want to try. Let me know if you have any other exercises you would recommend. Comment down below. We can create a whole archive of good drawing exercises to work on and things that you can use to fill your sketchbook. And let me know which of these 10 that you're going to try out, and let me know how it goes. Again, like, a sketchbook is for you and nobody else. It's a place where you're discovering and learning, and just use it to really explore and push yourself out of your normal boundaries, and you will become such an amazing artist. And we all just want to learn and get better, and so keep at it. You're doing great, and I'm really proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe, because Drawtober is coming up and I have lots of fun things in store. So until next time, be kind and be creative.